Welcome, football fans, to this NFL Week 12 preview and predictions on Tim Reynolds Show, as I get you guys ready for all the matchups this upcoming Sunday and Monday night in Week 12 of the 2024 NFL season. And we're starting off here with my Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 4-6, traveling to take on the 2-8 New York Football Giants. And talk about drama. There's a lot of it coming from the Giants organization, as we have seen the reports this week that the Giants offense will have a new starting quarterback, as Tommy DeVito has been named the starter ahead of what was the backup quarterback Drew Lock, after former starting quarterback Daniel Jones has been benched and relegated to third string quarterback. But breaking news, the Giants organization has released their former starting quarterback, as Daniel Jones and the team have mutually agreed to part ways as of today. And now we'll see this New York Giants team go up against a Tampa Bay Buccaneers squad that's coming off of this bye week here, well rested and ready to go in this matchup, as we see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come into this as a 6.5 point favorite heading into New York, with this offense for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting back all-pro wide receiver Mike Evans from a hamstring injury, as he will make his first start in the last 4 weeks, which should be a big difference for quarterback Baker Mayfield and this Buccaneers offense. But it's the defense that will have to step up, as the Buccaneers defense has been struggling over the last few games, and this could be a very good bounce back game, as they're going up against a new starting quarterback for the New York Giants offense that hasn't been very good all year long. We'll see Malik Neighbors, who's been their one playmaker, their one bright side on offense for the Giants in this one, with 600 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns, but the Buccaneers will focus on him, try to shut him down, and Tim Reynolds Show is predicting that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by quarterback Baker Mayfield and the return of wide receiver Mike Evans, I think that's going to compel this Buccaneers team to a victory, as they get the victory off of their bye week to improve to 5-6 on the year. And then next up, guys, on our weekend slate, we got the 9-1 Detroit Lions, who are 5-0 on the road, traveling to take on the 5-6 Indianapolis Colts. And this Colts team comes off of a huge win over the New York Jets after they named quarterback Anthony Richardson their starter once again, and he had 3 total touchdowns last week in that victory. And we will now have to see quarterback Anthony Richardson use his athleticism and use his legs to be able to have any chance going up against this tough Detroit Lions defense. But it's the offense for the Detroit Lions that has been on fire, as we've seen Jared Goff look like an MVP candidate, as he's had 5 games this year with over an 80% completion percentage, which is an NFL record, the most in NFL history for a single season. And we're not even done with the 2024 NFL season yet, guys. So coming into this one with the two-headed monster they have in the backfield, with Montgomery and Gibbs both having over 8 touchdowns on the season, and Amon-Ra St. Brown on the outside having 9 TD receptions already in the season, I predict that the Detroit Lions, who come in as a 7-point favorite in this one, will get the victory, as I'm rolling with the road team, as I think they'll be able to shut down the Indianapolis Colts offense that's not been very good all year long, as they rank bottom 2 in time of possession. And the offense for the Colts will have to run the ball and control the clock if they want any chance in this one, but I'm thinking Detroit will be able to get the victory. Then next up here, guys, we got the Minnesota Vikings at 8-2, 4-1 on the road, traveling to take on the 4-6 Chicago Bears, who are 4-2 at home, but they come off of a heartbreaking loss against the Green Bay Packers at home last week, 20-19, after a last-second field goal was blocked. And this offense was improved last week, but the Chicago Bears offensive line is still not playing very well, giving up too many sacks on rookie quarterback Caleb Williams. And now they go up against a Minnesota Vikings defense led by defensive coordinator Brian Flores, who has this unit as one of the top defenses in the league right now. And with the way the offense is playing for Minnesota, as they're starting to get Aaron Jones more involved in the running game, and we know Jefferson's going to ball out, as he's almost to 1,000 yards receiving on the season already and has 5 touchdown passes. I expect the Minnesota Vikings, who come into this matchup as a 3.5 point favorite, to get the victory in this one on the road to keep the Bears reeling, as the Minnesota Vikings should improve to 9-2 on the season and 5-1 on the road. Then next up here, guys, after Tim Reynolds Show's prediction that the Vikings will get the victory, we see the New England Patriots at 3-8, traveling traveling to take on the 4-6 Miami Dolphins, who are coming off of a couple of back-to-back wins to remain in the playoff hunt in the AFC, but now they face a New England Patriots team that's actually starting to look a little bit better, not only on defense, but we're also seeing very good play out of rookie quarterback Drake May, who's been having a very, very good last couple of weeks for this Patriots offense. But they go up against a Miami Dolphins defense that's really been stepping up, especially in their last two victories, really helping this team get those wins. And now we'll see a Miami Dolphins offense hoping to get Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill going. And I predict that the Miami Dolphins, who are a 7.5-point favorite coming into this matchup, I predict right here on Tim Reynolds Show that the Miami Dolphins should be able to get their third straight victory here at home against the Patriots in the division to be able to improve to 5-6 on the year. Then next up here, guys, we got the Dallas Cowboys on the road traveling to take on the Washington Commanders, who are 7-4 but 4-1 at home. But this Cowboys team is actually 3-1 or 3-2 on the road, I should say. All three of their wins this season coming on the road, as they've been blown out at home in Jerry World, but they go up against this Washington Commanders team who come in as a 10.5-point favorite in this matchup. And I expect quarterback Jalen Daniels, the rookie, to really start getting this offense back going, to find the balance that they want, especially with the return of running back Robinson Jr., who they really fed him a lot in their last week's matchup after he came off of a hamstring injury. So I expect that to continue as they go up against a Dallas Cowboys defense that has been horrible against the run. And I really do think that that's what's going to make the difference in this one, especially with backup quarterback Cooper Rush getting another start for this Dallas Cowboys offense. I really do think that's what's going to make the difference, is the running game for the Washington Commanders, as Tim Reynolds Show is predicting the Washington Commanders will get the victory in this one to improve to 8-4 and 5-1 at home. Then next up, guys, we got the 9-1 Kansas City Chiefs coming off of their first loss of the year against the Buffalo Bills. They're on the road taking on the 3-7 Carolina Panthers. And man, Kansas City comes into this one as a 10.5-point favorite. It started out at 11.5, so it's come down a point. But man, look for Patrick Mahomes, who's been having a very up and down year with only 15 touchdown passes and 11 interceptions on the year. I expect him and Travis Kelce to get this offense going, especially with how well Kareem Hunt's been running the ball for them, and they want to try to get back into the win column after suffering their first loss. And they go up against the Carolina Panthers defense that has been so bad this year, and with Bryce Young being named the starter again this week for the Carolina Panthers offense, I don't think they're going to have enough firepower on that Carolina Panthers offense, even though we've seen Chuba Hubbard, the running back, really start to blossom for this Carolina Panthers running game with over 800 yards on the ground and 6 TDs. I really do think that the tough Kansas City defense will be able to shut down the run and shut down quarterback Bryce Young, and I expect the Chiefs to get back into the win column, as Tim Reynolds Show is predicting the Chiefs get the victory in here on the road, as I'm rolling with the favorites. Then next up, guys, we got the 2-8 Tennessee Titans traveling to take on the 7-4 Houston Texans, who are 4-1 at home and come in as an 8.5-point favorite in this matchup here in Week 12. And quarterback CJ Stroud is so happy to have his top target, wide receiver Nico Collins, back into the fold, as we've seen him return from a hamstring injury last week on Monday Night Football, and he had a big touchdown grab for almost 80 yards, but was called back from a penalty. So seeing that connection really start to blossom and come back for CJ Stroud is going to be pivotal for this Texans offense, especially with how well Joe Mixon's running the ball, with over 764 yards rushing and 10 rushing TDs on the year. If Mixon's able to run the ball as well as he has, and CJ Stroud can use that play action to get the ball to Nico Collins, that's where I think they're going to have the advantage, even though they go up against a Tennessee Titans defense that's been one of the better units, surprisingly, throughout the 2024 season thus far. But it's been the offense for the Titans that has been so bad, turning the ball over very, very badly throughout these games throughout this year, with quarterback Will Levis not playing his best ball. So Tim Reynolds Show is predicting that the Houston Texans will defend their home turf to get the victory in this one to improve to 8-4 on the year. Then next up, guys, we got the 6-5 Denver Broncos traveling to take on the 2-8 Las Vegas Raiders, as the Denver Broncos come in as a 6-point favorite in this one, with rookie quarterback Bo Nix playing his best football for this Denver Broncos offense, as he comes off of a 300-yard performance with 4 touchdown passes against the Atlanta Falcons defense to get a big win last week. And now he goes up against a Las Vegas Raiders defense that's near the bottom of the league, one of the worst defenses in the league this year, so he should be able to pick them apart. And especially with this Las Vegas Raiders offense not having really any firepower except for tight end Brock Bowers, who's balling out this year, the #1 tight end in fantasy. They go up against, though, a Denver Broncos defense that is one of the better units in the NFL, almost actually beating the Kansas City Chiefs a few weeks ago with how well their defense is played. So Tim Reynolds Show is predicting that the Denver Broncos will get the victory in this one, as I'm rolling with the favorites and the road team in this one, as I believe quarterback Bo Nix will be able to outscore the Las Vegas Raiders and get the victory in this matchup. And then next up here, guys, we got the San Francisco 49ers at 5-5 on the year, traveling to take on the 7-3 Green Bay Packers. And the Packers come off of a big win against the Chicago Bears, as they were able to block a field goal in the last second to get the victory, 20-19. And it would have been very bad for this Packers team if they would have lost that game against Chicago. But now they come into this matchup at home with all the momentum, and I don't know if you guys have seen social media, but the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field could play a big part in this matchup, especially after already we've seen a snow game on Thursday Night Football in Cleveland. Weather could be a factor here in Green Bay for this matchup, as we see the Green Bay Packers offense led by quarterback Jordan Love, who's finally starting to find his groove, and he's finally found a #1 target at wide receiver, and that is Reed, as he's had over 643 yards and 4 touchdowns on the year, looking like the #1 target. But Josh Jacobs, the running back, has been the big difference here for this Green Bay Packers offense all season long, as he's had over 800 yards on the ground and 4 TDs this year, and I expect them to lean on him in this game as they go up against a 49ers defense that has had a lot of injuries and has been very suspect throughout the year, middle of the pack, especially guarding against the run. Those numbers have come down just a little bit the last few weeks when you look at the numbers. Overall, they're playing pretty good as a defense, but I expect the Green Bay Packers to be able to run the football on the San Francisco 49ers here, and what could be a snow game, as the Green Bay Packers come in as a 3-point favorite in this one. So I'm rolling with the home team, as Tim Reynolds Show predicts the Green Bay Packers will get the victory here over the San Francisco 49ers in Week 12 to improve to 8-3 on the year. Then next up here, guys, we have the Arizona Cardinals at 6-4 and leading the division, traveling to take on a division foe, the Seattle Seahawks, who are 5-5, coming off of a big victory over the San Francisco 49ers on the road. But Arizona comes into this matchup as a 1-point favorite, with quarterback Kyler Murray playing some of his best ball of his career right now, especially with the connection that he has with wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. But it's going to be the running game that I think is going to be a pivotal point on whether or not this Cardinals offense is going to be able to play very well against the Seattle Seahawks defense that's definitely tough against the run. But it's going to come down to quarterback Geno Smith, as he's got 11 TD passes and 11 interceptions on the year. So if Geno's able to not turn the ball over and the Seattle offense is able to run the football, I really do think that's going to make all the difference in here, as I'm going with the upset and the home team in this one, as Tim Reynolds Show predicts the Seattle Seahawks get the win over the Arizona Cardinals to improve to 6-5 on the year in that tough NFC West division. Then next up, guys, we got the Philadelphia Eagles at 8-2, traveling to take on the 5-5 Los Angeles Rams on Sunday Night Football. And Philly comes into this matchup as a 3-point favorite, with running back Saquon Barkley balling out, looking like an MVP candidate with over 1,137 yards rushing and also 8 rushing touchdowns. And not only how he's been able to contribute in the passing game that's helping out quarterback Jalen Hurts, but just the way the balance is on this offense for Philadelphia right now. They got both of their wide receivers healthy, and Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, and Dallas Goedert's back into the fold healthy as well. Look out for this Eagles team. And then not only that, how about the defense? As the defense for the Eagles is looking like one of the best units in the NFL. This secondary looking like the best secondary in the NFL right now, with the way they've been playing playing, and 2 rookies are in that secondary, as we're seeing Cooper DeJean and cornerback Mitchell, number 27, balling out for this defense, but they go up against a Los Angeles Rams offense that's led by quarterback Matthew Stafford, who finally has his weapons back and healthy, with wide receiver Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp starting to get hot and build a better rapport for this offense over the last few weeks. So watch out for this Rams offense, but I'm rolling with the road team in this one, as I think the defense and the secondary for the Eagles is going to make all the difference in this one, especially with how well the Philadelphia Eagles offense controls the clock and is able to run the football. Tim Reynolds Show is predicting the Philadelphia Eagles get the victory on the road on Sunday Night Football, and they'll improve to 9-2 on the year and 5-1 on the road. And this will be a tough break for the Rams, who are still fighting for a playoff spot here in the NFC, the home team there. But I just don't think that this young defense for the Rams is going to be able to stop this high-powered Philadelphia Eagles offense. And then, guys, our last game of the week, as we got the Monday night matchup we've all been waiting for, as it's Harbaugh football versus Harbaugh football, as we'll see the 7-4 Baltimore Ravens, who are 3-3 on the road, traveling to take on the 7-3 Los Angeles Chargers, who are 4-1 at home. And Baltimore comes into this matchup as a 3-point favorite, but they also come off of a heartbreaking 2-point loss against the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. So MVP Lamar Jackson will look to bounce back. He still has 25 touchdown passes and only 3 interceptions, but running back Derrick Henry is going to look for a better performance, as he did not crack over 70 yards rushing last week. And even though he has 1,185 yards rushing on the year and 13 rushing TDs, look for Derrick Henry to have a bounce back game in this one, going up against the Chargers. But this Chargers defense has been very good themselves, improving week after week after week. And the way we seen the Chargers offense play last week, especially at home, watch out for the Chargers in this one, because guess what, guys? I'm rolling with the upset. That's right. I think this Chargers team will be able to handle this Baltimore Ravens top-ranked offense, especially because I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers defense plays very, very, very similar to what the Chargers defense can play, and I really do think that that's going to be the big matchup here, the LA Chargers defense versus that Baltimore Ravens offense. But guys, we all know what the key factor is. The Baltimore Ravens defense and their secondary has been so bad this year. I expect Justin Herbert to be able to pick apart that secondary, and look out for wide receiver Ladd McConkey. The rookie has really been building a very good rapport and connection with quarterback Herbert, and I really do think Justin Herbert's going to lead this Chargers team to victory, as I'm rolling with the upset and the home team here, as Tim Reynolds Show is predicting the LA Chargers get the victory in the Harbaugh Bowl, if you will, as it's Harbaugh football versus Harbaugh football, and I think the Chargers will get the victory here to improve to 8-3 on the year. And guys, this has been your NFL Week 12 predictions and preview from Tim Reynolds Show. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel, and if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for all the support, guys. I appreciate every single subscriber and every single view that I get on these previews. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit me up in the comments to let me know who your favorite team is, what you think of the 2024 NFL season thus far, and maybe what are your predictions coming up for Week 12. Thank you guys so much for all the support. This has been Tim Reynolds Show, this sports entertainment football loving channel. All you football fanatics, make sure you guys like and subscribe to Tim Reynolds Show. Peace out, everybody. Hope you have a great football weekend this weekend in Week 12 of the 2024 NFL season. This is Tim Reynolds Show. Peace out.